Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zane, better known as the King Bahamut, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy I on the NES. In the last episode, we made our first visit to the Earth Cave, where we fought and defeated the vampire that had been plaguing Melmond. However, the problem has not gone away, just because the vampire has been defeated. So, in this episode, we are going to use the rod that we got in the last part from the Sage Sarda in order to see if we can progress deeper into the Earth Cave and see if we can find the source of the problem. Off camera, excuse me, I am burping a lot. Off camera, my red mage got a level up, so now everybody except Lewis is level 16. Lewis needs, I believe, about I want to say like 500 more experience, but it's probably closer to 300. 400. About 400 experience in order to get his next level up. So hopefully that will happen before the episode is out, because we have a kind of a well, I shouldn't say a difficult boss coming up. But we have to go back into the Earth Cave, as you may have guessed from me saying that we had to go back to the Earth Cave in this episode. So with any luck, we'll be able to make it through. Thankfully, I did double check my walkthrough that I have been using to help me with remembering the dungeons, and I did actually get all the treasure chests in that were found in this upper portion of the Earth Cave on my first visit, actually. So I don't have to worry about getting treasure chests, going back to get treasure chests that I missed. So I should be able to just quickly shoot through to the room where we fought the vampire. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut until I reach that bottom floor, just so you don't have to watch me schlep through the Earth Cave all over again. So I will see you back at the room where we fought the vampire, and we can finally make some progress. Okay, we're back at the room where we fought the vampire, and Lewis grew to level 16 on the journey there, which is nice. So go through here, go up, go to the stone slab here, and we want to go into our inventory and use the rod. The plate shatters, revealing a stairway. And go down and get into a fight. Give me just a second. Okay. So, we have another kind of a maze here. And we have more treasure chests to find, which, that's gonna be a crystal to crack when we get to that. Okay. We go into this place here and get in a fight. Ooh, we have a wizard ogre. Oh, this actually looks kind of tough. Brian, hit the wizard ogre. Nice, cure Lewis, just in case. Lewis cast Ice 2. I don't think that the Wizard Ogre actually has, I don't know what the Wizard Ogre's actual special abilities are. I know that there are some enemies in this game that can use magic, and they can actually be kind of annoying, because some of them have party-wide magic attacks that make battles drag like a motherfucker. But we can just hit him with a double whammy of ice and fire. And that should be enough to wipe these enemies out, actually. Yep, looks like. Excuse me. We get over 1,000 gold for that. That's not bad. Inside the treasure box, we get 3,400 gold. I think I just stepped on another booby trap. Fire 2. try and hit this guy. Rise Cure the Red Mage. And Lewis casts Ice. Generally, whenever, oh, they cast Ruse on themselves to increase their evasion. Ah, that's what it is. Which doesn't actually make that much of a difference, because magic will hit you pretty much regardless of whether or not you have a high evasion stat. And these hyenas are thankfully going for Brian. Nope. It didn't help him very much at all. He just got bopped by Brian. Alright, cast fire. And that wasn't quite enough to finish this battle off, but we can just use a couple of good old-fashioned bonks to the head to get rid of these enemies. Or we can swing at nothing. Alright. Okay. Claim the treasure. A wooden staff. Yay. Oh, I forgot about these. These are sphinxes, and I think that they have the ability to poison you. But don't quote me on that, because I don't exactly remember. We're just going to cast Fire 2 on him. Does 62 damage. Not bad. Ooh, that could have been. Okay. And he's dead. Thankfully. And we're getting a lot of money from the encounters here. I'm not complaining, it's just kind of surprising, because I always kind of imagine this game, I always kind of remember this game as being very, very stingy with money, but it's actually not been the case for a lot of these dungeons. Cast Ice 2. Generally, I like to, in the Earth Cave, cast Ice 2 on any enemy that I can't remember the elemental weakness of, because you want to save your fire spells for a lot of the tougher encounters here, because you've probably noticed that a lot of the enemies here are pretty weak to fire. So you want to save your spell charges for fire spells, if you can. Get around it by casting Ice 2, and defeat that Sphinx. And then just bop this guy over the head with our sword. And miss. Okay, let's try this again. Bonk him on the head with your sword, please. No, don't get hit. Hit him. Okay, there we go. More of a pain in the butt than I was expecting. But we get over 5,000 gold for that. And we can get out of that room. And heal. And heal. And heal. And we are all set to continue onwards. And by continue onwards, I mean get in a fight with a bunch of cockatrices. Give me just a sec. Okay, so, Risa got petrified in that battle. That's why I don't like fighting cockatrices, because I only have one, soft potion. I really hope that that does not become a problem, because, boy howdy, is petrification an annoying status to deal with, because of how expensive soft potions are. And we have trolls here. You may recognize these enemies if you've been using the Peninsula Power trick to grind, which let's be honest, that you probably should be doing that. They can be kind of obnoxious. And by kind of obnoxious, I mean they're enemies that you were fighting to grind, but they were also very dangerous. So you're going to want to use decently strong attacks to get rid of them. Or you can just have Brian wallop them. That was actually kind of impressive. Cast Ice 2. And that's enough to knock him out. Okay. Shows how far we've come, that enemies that were... excuse me. That were considered particularly dangerous to fight at the Peninsula of Power are now going down in only a couple of hits. And we have more wizards. I don't like fighting these guys because they do surprisingly high amount of damage for how comparatively often they are found here. Alright, so bonk this guy on the head. Don't miss, hit him. Oh, for fuck's sake. Always manages to get one good shot at me before it goes down. Alright. Go through here. Up. I'm not missing something, am I? Oh, and we have giants. Another enemy that can be found at the Peninsula of Power. So this is around the time that you are expected to fight these enemies. Now, there's actually, at the early point of the dungeon, like right in the room that we start the dungeon in, if you go left, the passageway to the left of the starting area, you can find giants casually roaming around, and it's a decent grinding spot if you're willing to put the time in, and potentially have to trek back to Melmond after every encounter. This just looks like it's a different way of reaching the same place. So it was kind of pointless for me to go there. Story of my life. Alright, I think that this corner of the room is where we're supposed to go, but I also think that there's a treasure chamber down here. Oh, for fuck's sake, Bat, stop predicting my movements. And stop giving me wizard encounters. I don't want to fight these fuckers. Okay, after that, I need to do some healing real quick. Because wizards did wizard things, and that kind of put a dent in my HP. And of course, can't get to the treasure chamber without first having a couple of troll fights. Nope, can't do that. Okay, go in the treasure chamber. Fight a booby trap. Ugh. I'm running low on spell charges. So I think I'm just gonna run away from this. Assuming that I can. Okay, I was able to get away from there. Cabin. Another fight. God bless it. Okay. In this box, we get 1250 gold. And a silver shield. Oh, that's actually... I think that's a better piece of armor. 47, absorb. I'm trading for the silver shield and equip it. 51, yeah. Totally is. Alright, so now we just need to get to the northwest corner of this room, so give me just a sec. Alright, we're down a floor, and I think that's all the treasure chests we have to worry about for the rest of this area, so we can probably just focus on making rapid progress, as they say. Of course, making rapid progress is difficult when we have arachnids on our path, so give me a sec. Okay, this area is kind of a maze. I mean, I say kind of, but it's actually a massive maze. Oh, but thankfully, where we need to go isn't very far. I can't even go to the objective without having to fight enemies. God. Give me a minute. Okay. So this orb up here, you want to make sure that your health is as close to full as possible before you investigate it. Because when you do, the fiend's ball cracks open. An ominous cloud rises, and an evil shape congeals. It is Lich, the fiend of earth. This is the Lich, the fiend of the earth, as we just saw. One of the Four Elemental Fiends, one of the major bosses of this game. And he's kind of pathetic, to be completely honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have characters fight. Rise to cast harm 3. Lewis cast fast on Brian. He does have some kind of nasty attacks, like he can use the Ice 2 spell to deal party-wide damage. I think he can also... Oh, shit. That's almost all of Lewis's health. That's not good. Bosses in this game can kind of be a joke if you know what you're doing. But if you're not careful, they can mess you up pretty bad. But you can also just use the fast spell to deal an absurd amount of damage and basically kill him in one shot. That was disgusting. Let it not be said that the fighter is not the best class in the game. But after completing that battle, that's actually not... Doesn't do it just yet. You have to, I think... Whoop, step on this title here. And if you'll notice in the top right corner, or top left corner, excuse me, you'll see that one of the 4 orbs has gotten its color restored to it. So that is our main objective for this game, is to restore the 4 orbs to their proper power. And we have just successfully restored one of them now. So we are making progress. And with that, we have now completed the Earth Cave. That dungeon is done. And next up on our list, we have to find the Fiend of Fire and restore the Fire Orb. Which is actually kind of... this part of the game is a little bit open-ended to some extent, because there's actually a few different things that have opened up for us. Excuse me. After completing the Earth Cave. So, the next episode, I'm going to set out for the town of Crescent Lake, which is, I believe, on the eastern part of this continent. As soon as I run away from this battle, I'll be able to show you on the map. So if you see the eastern part of the bottom continent, the main continent I call it, there's a town that seems to be over by a, well, crescent-shaped lake. That's where we have to go, and it's actually a bit of a trek to get there, but that is where we're going to have to be going. And after that, we'll have a couple of different options. I'll show you what our next objective is after that. But of course, I have to go back to Melmond and save first and sell off some excess equipment. So, thank you for joining me on this part of Final Fantasy 1. We've finally gotten our first orb restored to full power. So in the next episode, we make for the town of Crescent Lake, and maybe on to something else. I will see you in the next part. Take care.